So, hi guys, this is Navdeep from Delhi Immigration Services. Today we have Mr. Dushant Kumar with us. Dushant is a 36-year-old candidate and recently got approved for Canada student visa after two refusals. So we'll just talk to him. He's online, but he may not be able to show his face due to some concerns, but that's okay. We are more interested in his journey throughout. So we'll just talk to him about his profile and how he, came up as a successful candidate. So, hi, Mr. Dushant, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Mr. Navdeep. It is a very nice experience to talk with you. And how are you? How are you
I'm
doing
doing
today?
I'm
Yeah,
doing great, sir. Thank you so much for taking time to have a chat with me. So
yeah,
first of all, many congratulations to you. For getting the Canada study permit approved, and you've also get the visa stamped on the passport today. So I
yeah,
can imagine like you and your family must be really happy today.
yeah. Thanks a lot, Navdeep, for all your efforts, and the credit goes to you as well, because as my efforts was always with backup from your side, and this is a really great news, and my family and myself is two means it's like we are on the seventh cloud now. because
Great,
because I have the feeling of refusal as well, so I know that
sir.
how it feels. So once
Yeah.
after that, if I am getting a success, so it has a different meaning for me.
That's great. So, would be great. Like, can you just talk us through your profile? Like, as you mentioned, your age is 36. But other than that, what are your credentials and what is the overall profile, first of all, you have?
Yeah, actually, Navdeep, I will start from the very beginning. Uh,
Yeah.
even start of the lockdown, when lockdown started. So that time,
Yeah.
somewhere in my mind, I was planning to have a higher studies, and luckily my credentials and everything was very good, which I thought that it is it will never be a rejection, and therefore I applied for a very good university, which is among top 3 in the world, for Canada, I would say. And
Yeah. Do you mind if I name the university? Like, will that be
no
okay?
problem. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I got.
so as per my understanding, like I understand the age is 36, and you have bachelor degree in engineering, I guess,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
also you have master degree which you completed via distance learning, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, and I think that was completed around 2010 or maybe afterwards, the master degree.
yeah. Master degree I completed in 2018.
18,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And prior to that, the bachelor degree you completed,
in
I guess,
2007, 2007.
2007. And you also worked in South Korea for a couple of years, or maybe more than a couple of years, and you
Yeah,
also worked in UAE.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, so my
okay,
overall experience, my work experience majorly has been outside India and in different countries like South Korea, Oman, and UAE. And my profile was very strong. I worked in my core field for last 13 years, and I worked on different position. Currently, I was on some senior position. So all these
sure.
things somewhere in my mind made me very confident that my profile is very good, and I will definitely get through this visa process very easy. But
So,
yeah.
can you talk us through the experience of also like in which industry have you worked in a senior position, sir?
Yeah, actually, I was working in oil and gas field, so I was a process engineer there. So
Sure,
when I was working in as a process engineer, basically I'm a chemical engineer from one of the
sure.
IIT, and being a IIT, and I always has some privilege in my company, and it was a really nice experience. So this overall 12 years of experience has made me something in my career. So leaving that career was
Yeah.
not a easy task, but as you have to decide that okay, if you have to go some other level in your career, you have to take some chance. So this was the whole
Right.
thought process behind it. Yeah,
Right. So when you thought about Canada, like you were in UA, you were working in UA, right, before the
hmm
lockdown.
yeah,
Okay, so then you thought about it, and then you probably researched online like which program or which university. So how did you find the university, and how did you manage to apply and everything?
yeah. Actually, when I was looking for some universities, actually, because I am from the energy field. So
Yeah.
this energy field has given me an edge that I have to go in energy field only. As you know that nowadays renewable energy is on boom, so everywhere the things are like oil and gas is going on second level. However, energy like renewable energy and this green energy, this is going to come in picture in next coming decade. So this is a transition time, and therefore I took a step to go for a clean energy engineering. So for this purpose, I was looking for a course specific program. So that program was basically in some of the very well-known universities like the University of Calgary, University of British Columbia, and like some other good universities only. So out of
Yeah,
these, means UBC was the best one, which I selected and I applied for, and finally
yeah,
got finally got the letter of acceptance from them. So that
yeah.
was
So
yeah.
yeah, so that's great. You chosen like the top notch, like number one university, I would say. So
Yeah.
you managed to apply on your own. Like before even applying, like had you considered like visiting local agents or local consultants in Dubai or maybe wherever you are living, like in
No,
UAE?
no. Actually, since the beginning, I was very clear that I will not go through any agents because some of the agents I have talked and they were like very superficial. They
Mm-hmm.
always talk about your funds. They always talk about your credentials like IELTS. So all these things were very clear to me. And by reading the IRCC website and other things, I made a flow chart that what are the steps involved, and I
Mm-hmm.
was going through that. So I mean, the process was very clear to me. So therefore, I did not take any help from them. And initially, I went through my own knowledge and through my own
Yeah.
experience. Yeah,
Right. So for the very first time, you applied for the visa for I think September intake, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, that's right.
Okay, so for the very first time you applied with the complete knowledge and everything, you gave your 100%.
Yeah,
So I understand, unfortunately, the visa got refused for the very first time.
yeah.
So then afterwards, what were your thoughts and what was going in your mind, like after seeing the refusal? Like it must have, came as a shock to you, must. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, when I applied first time, that time, actually, I am a person like I used to take a risk factor in my mind, and I always try to mitigate it on the very upfront. So I put more than more documents, whatever were asked in the immigration website. I produce more documents. I produce more property paper. Everything I have put even more than 100% from my side. But when I got a rejection, so somewhere in my mind, the things came up like because I was outside India, and the reason was given like the family ties is not good, and so this was the first thing when I got the rejection. So I mean, somewhere I thought that okay, this is the reason for me to get a rejection. So I again applied for second time. So in that second time, I put more document to prove my family ties with India. And surprisingly, in second time, I got more reasons for rejection apart from the other reasons which I got in first time. So this was a really shocking to me. I mean, what kind of person is IRCC visa officer
The
who is,
officers, sir.
yeah. So I was really blaming them that why they are rejecting me, even though I am a very genuine student. I want to
Right.
pursue, yeah, I want to pursue this course and I have all the eligibility. Still, they are questioning me so many things. Yeah.
Right. So afterwards, like, then what steps did you take after the second refusal, like strategically to ensure that you're, still on the
Yeah.
verge, or maybe, you were doing efforts.
Yeah. Even I would say when I got first refusal, I looked for some help on internet and I found you. That was, I think, the most most luckiest thing happens to me that I found you on internet. And finally, I talked to you. And even though I did not say that I will take your services, but you helped me and you guided me some of the point, which really, I mean, impressed me that okay, this guy and this tele immigration service is really genuine, and your points was not like other consultants. They were only focusing on your I mean the very common points which everybody knows, but your concern and your points were different from them, and it was very technical, which convinced me that okay, you are understanding my problem. So this was the point when I came in contact with you. And I think in my second application, before that, we had some discussion, but till that time I made my mind to okay, I have to apply. So I applied.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
So
so
second time also you applied, like we
yeah,
suggested
yeah,
something and you applied like on your own. Yeah.
yeah. So I applied, and when I got a second rejection, so that time I had to thoroughly check what went wrong, and that time I applied for the GCMS notes,
Yeah.
which you told me very long back, even my after my first refusal. So that step I took after my second refusal, that okay, I have to
Sure.
apply for the GCMS notes. And
Sure.
then I took help of Delhi Immigration Services, because I thought that the reason was the simple. It was very simple, that it is like a problem solving. Suppose a
Yeah.
problem is coming to me, I am looking at that problem from one angle,
Yeah.
and it's my perspective to see on that problem always on one angle only, because
Yeah.
it's my
Yeah.
mindset and my experience which is making me like stubborn to something
Yeah.
particular.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
yeah when I taken your service, so the thing was that you taken my problem as a different challenge, and
Mhm.
you have seen it from different angle. So that angle I was missing, and when you told me that okay, these are the problems which is there in your application, first of all I was not ready to accept it. I was thinking how it can be possible. But when you told me, and your experience is I think your experience is too much in this field, and I mean, you are handling the rejection cases, and you are going through all the clause and all the rules and regulation of IRCC, which I think I have never gone through. So your technical analysis and I mean your review was really helpful, and that given me an insight that how to improve my application, how to work on
Yeah.
SOP. Yeah. So this helped me a lot, and also the GCMS notes what we get from Canada.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
also pointed out what about the reason. So
So,
that
so what
reason,
exactly?
yeah.
Yeah, let me ask you, what exactly were the reasons that you understood after looking at the GCM's notes that okay, these were something pretty new which you had never imagined, like visa officer could
Yeah,
raise
yeah.
sort of allegations.
Actually, GCMS notes given me a a real idea that the visa officers are, I, I would say they are really crazy, because they pointed out some of the point which should never be a reason to rejection. They pointed me out that last 9 or 10 years I am outside India, I am earning money, and therefore my ties with my parents and my
Home
home is
country.
very less. I'm not
Yeah.
so I'm not returning to India, so I will not return back to India after my studies as well. So this was really means very unacceptable to me, because I explained to them that every vacation, every time I am visiting my parents, I am coming to India, but they totally ignored this point. They just rejected that. Okay, I'm not inside India last 9 years, so just rejected. Apart from that,
So,
there are so many other reasons also they given. Yeah,
yeah, I would like to stop you here. So I understand you mentioned like you had been, coming to India and going back and forth. So during those 9 years you did it.
yeah,
So I think visa officer, looked at from the career standpoint, like, in terms of career, you have never worked in India in last, like, you haven't worked
right.
in India in last 9 years. So
Yeah,
that makes you less likely to go back and, settle and start a new job. I mean, apparently you
correct,
can do
correct.
that, but
Yeah,
this is how visa officers think that okay, maybe, you probably an alien. You probably are an
yeah.
alien to the Indian market
Hmm.
because you haven't worked in last 9 years. So it may be difficult for you to go back and probably
Yeah, that
start a
was
new
also
job.
one reason. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
also
yeah.
one reason mentioned by them. Yeah,
And secondly, I think they also mentioned something about your overstay or maybe delayed exit from the UAE, because I think you lost your
yeah,
job because of
yeah,
pandemic and everything.
yeah,
So, but you were still staying, which I think was reasonable
yeah,
because of something. some
Yeah,
medical issues and everything, but
yeah,
that they didn't know in the second,
yeah.
second
Actually,
application when
yeah.
you submit.
Actually, the thing was, it was very simple. My company laid off me, and they given a chance to me that okay, I can stay in the country on a valid visa till I
Yeah,
want, and
yeah,
if some new work will come, then I can be again rehired. So I had a chance to stay there, and I don't had any problem over there. And my company was also not having any problem, and they were giving me a valid visa. So
yeah.
these things were explained in the application, but still they overlooked it. They
Oh,
just took it on a negative way, that even
mm-hmm.
after job loss, I'm not coming back to India.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so
But
that's yeah,
yeah, so I think these were the two major reasons. Like, one, the officer didn't believe that, okay, it was less likely for you, or it was, wouldn't have been more likely that you would go back to India based
yeah.
on the information submitted in second application. So in third application, what do you think we, presented it differently, and what did we do in the third application which you think had or have helped us?
Yeah, actually, in third application, two major thing happened. After reading all these GCM and notes and the points what they given, I worked on that and I traveled back to India. I applied from India because after my traveling to India, so many points automatically eliminated. So these points automatically eliminated. Apart from that, we write a different kind of SOP. So in that one, we proposed our plan like a study plan very well, and so that study plan helped me a lot. And apart from that, whatever reason they given, we try to eliminate that. So after elimination of all the reasons, and definitely you reviewed the application thoroughly, and then you pointed out what are the things which we can work out, and after that it went all well, and visa got approved finally.
Great,
Yeah,
great. So how many days it took to receive the decision? I think in your case it didn't take much time, right?
yeah, it actually we applied on 5th of November, and it
Mm-hmm.
came on 23rd of November. Yeah, so only 18 days.
18 days, yeah.
Actually,
That's
I
great.
would say in my case, every time it came 18 days or 1 week only. Rejection also came in 18 days. So
Okay,
third time
okay.
I was very scared when it came in 18 days. So I was really scared that what happened again. Something went wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So many congratulations to you anyway, sir. For getting it right, because I still remember when we spoke like after the second refusal, and you kept on saying that you want to do it at any cost, like you want to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So that was something that we expect from the applicant, to have that sort of patience and have the determination to do it, because there's so many human intervention and factors are involved in the decision making process. Sometimes it gets through, sometimes it take more than one attempt to do it. So
Mm.
the way, like, you were very determined on doing it, and also you acted on the advice by returning back to India and getting a job
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything, and for the family and everything. So that
Yeah.
was something which we really appreciate, the
Thank you.
trust that you had in us,
Yeah.
and
Thank you.
I think that really helped us to work together positively and counter all the concerns of the officer. So
Yeah.
many congratulations to you once again for getting the visa approval, and I can imagine your family must be really really happy, because whenever we receive sort of a visa, so every
Yeah.
single family member gets impacted by the overall decision.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
I really appreciate.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
You're most welcome. So let me also ask you, like, there's so many, so much uncertainty about the visa stamping and everything, which is happening right now in a different way. So
Hmm.
can you just also help us, because there's so many applicants who may be listening to this conversation, and they may also be, in the process of submitting the passport and everything through courier and everything. So can you just also help us with that?
Actually, when I received the OPR, after that, it took around, I think, 13 or 14 days, and that also with a continuous follow up with VFS. They
Yeah.
finally sent me that payment link. So I would say one story. I don't know whether it is relevant or not, but it happened to me that I was continuously following up with VFS, and after 1 week, they again asked me the same question, which they asked me on the day one. That sent me the
Yeah.
details. So I was really surprised that I sent the detail on 24th only, and on 1st of December they are again asking the same question. So I
Yeah.
put my
Yeah.
details on every following email then, so that they should not miss my details.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this, yeah, this may be annoying to anybody, but that was a thing what I could do. So I got the payment link on the day, I think 15th day, and after that my passport was picked up in 2 days, and then after that I got my stamping in 10 days after that,
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
picking
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was a
That's good.
timeline. Yeah.
So overall, I think as you mentioned like earlier to this call, so it took like 15 10 to 11 days, I think, to get the passport stamped and everything, right?
Yeah. And the main thing is that just having a patience, I would say. Even though now I just cross the river, but the
Yeah.
people who are on the other side, I would say that patience is the key.
Yeah, and let me ask you this, like there's so many other students also, who are maybe aged above 35 or maybe 40, and also students who have suffered with refusals, maybe multiple or maybe more than two and three. So what could be that one piece of advice for them from you, that because you have crossed the river, as you mentioned, so
Yeah.
you have gone through and you've experienced everything. So what piece of advice would you like to give them so that they can stay motivated and they can also cross the line?
Actually, first thing I would say, if you have got a rejection, so get the GCMS notes so that you can get some exact reason why you got rejected. Okay. Second thing is you have to work out on your reasons. If you can eliminate that, so that will be the best thing. If that cannot be eliminated, then you should give some justification for that, and that justification should be documented and very strong. And third thing, you should contact Delhi Immigration Services.
Yeah, maybe yeah, that's you being generous, but anyway, like our overall goal is to, like, because you have done it correctly, you have taken the steps which actually improved your application. So it can be either like anyway, like, but I think the one tip is like to apply for GCMS notes and get to the bottom of it. Sometimes it is also possible, like, after looking at the notes, if the
Yeah,
reasons are very simple, and you can also improve it by yourself,
yeah.
so the overall idea is to, like,
Actually, yeah.
maybe help
Actually, the
students. Yeah.
point why I said you should contact Delhi Immigration Services, the point is it should be taken as a figurative way. You should contact anyone who is more experienced and who can look at your application on a different angle. Because sometimes we are looking at our application many times, but we are not able to find the reason or the something should be added. So
Yeah,
that is what I wanted to say,
yeah,
that you
that's
need to,
great.
yeah, you have to evaluate it very thoroughly and find out the loopholes what can be done. Yeah.
That's great, sir.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you so much for your piece of advice, and thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
And
it was my
what was the
pleasure. Yeah.
great, sir. Thank you so much. And what was the reaction of your family after this decision, like the
Actually,
approval?
it was really like maybe a night which I will be remembering for a whole life. The night
That's
I was watching some YouTube video and I got a email notification, and it was around
mhm.
2 o'clock in night.
Okay.
So immediately I checked, and then frankly speaking, I was really I mean, I was about to say that I wanted to wake up everybody in the night. I wanted to wake up my
Yeah.
father, my mother, everybody, that
Yeah.
okay, he got the visa. I just wanted to jump in my room. but but I thought that it will be
That's
too much,
amazing.
so I just hold on to myself, and I could not sleep the whole night. I was waked up till morning, and when the people first my mother wake up, I just told her that okay, I got the visa. I told to my wife in the night, she also could not sleep. So these things
That's
happen. So yeah, I was very lucky, and thank God to for this, that he means given me such opportunity that I could pass this hurdle towards my study.
that's great.
Yeah,
That's great. Sir. That's great. And also the way you like, you were committed towards doing it and everything. So it had to happen anyway. So, so we really appreciate the way you also supported us in preparing the application by, taking actions accordingly and supporting us with the explanations sometimes and also about the documentation.
yeah.
So,
Actually,
anyway,
the thing
so
was, I would say that when we had a discussion, even in July, August, September, so these months given some idea, and I also had very means trust on you, also the confidence that okay, if you are working on it, so you are looking it in a different angle. So this was really means it's a trust-based action. What I took, I
yeah,
supported.
yeah, yeah,
Even though
yeah,
some points I was refusing to give some documents. I was saying that why
yeah.
it is required. I
Yeah,
argued with you, but
yeah,
ultimately I given you the final control that okay,
yeah,
if I'm
yeah,
trusting you, then I am trusting you completely. I am not
right,
going to question it. Right? Yeah.
right. I think one of them was, I think, the recommendation letter, if I'm not wrong. I mean, I think I still remember you raised a question like, why do we need it? So, a
Yeah.
recommendation letter from India. So you
Yeah.
said, why
Yeah.
do we need it? And I still remember, like in the past, we worked on no, there was an applicant who actually did most of the things, but he missed out on the recommendation letter. So
Hmm.
that recommendation letter basically helps us to establish that you are not alien to the Indian market.
That's right. Yeah.
You have friends and everything, and they can help you if you want to, going to start a business and everything. So you have
Yeah.
people who can mentor you up and who can help you out. So
That's right.
that
Yeah.
makes more likely for you to go back to India, and because apparently if you're coming from UAE, it is almost impossible to go back without the employer sponsorship. So that's
Yeah.
one of the reason they choose to refuse the application based on immigration status.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's
anyway,
right.
anyway, so many congratulations to you once again, sir. And have you
Yeah.
booked
Thank
your
you.
tickets already? Like, how's the case?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm traveling in December end, and now everything is set, and I'm very excited to join my program. And definitely, this journey is really like a roller coaster ride, ups and down. But ultimately, when you are getting down from the roller coaster ride, so you are it's
You
very
have to
much.
enjoy every,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was really enjoyable and very adventurous. Yeah.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. Thank you so much for taking time and
Yeah,
for
thank you,
for the advice.
and I wish you also all the best, and wish you very good luck for all your
Yeah,
future endeavors. And I
yeah,
hope that people will listen this conversation, and they will also make up their mind. They will be more determined towards their study plan.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, I hope the key is like patience and understanding the procedure. So wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, and wish you the same to you, sir. And
Thank you.
wish you great luck in Canada and everything. So, all the very best. And also the documents which you need to carry while traveling. So, I'll share all the documents with you so that you can prepare and carry while you are traveling.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I will be in touch with you. As I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
All the very best, sir. Thank you so much
Okay.
for taking time. Many
Yeah, thank
congratulations
you.
once again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Yeah, bye. Bye.